Hey there, Brian here with RGPS. I'm the product manager for our latest feature, Waivers, on the organization's account. I want to give you a quick demo of how to utilize Waivers as an admin, and also show a way to manage waiver participants and show how waivers work for participant on their phone and also on the web. So to begin with, let's go ahead and start looking at waivers. We're currently in the RGPS test account. You'll notice that there's a new section right here next to events called waivers. Go ahead and click that. Pretty easy way to see all your waiver content. You can see I've had a lot of existing waivers I've used for testing. We have a way to filter out all waivers, active waivers, and non-active waivers. You might be asking, what's the point of active versus non-active? There's actually a few reasons for this. For an organization-wide waiver, we only allow one at a time, because this way we can actually keep you in compliance with your legal team for your organization's waiver needs. But you can have as many event waivers as you want. You can have 100 if you need to. You can have as many events as you want with individual waivers, or you can use one waiver for all events. And so to start off, let's just go ahead and look at the creation of waivers and how to get it going. So creating a waiver. Click this button. We're going to call this waiver fall, summer, well, fall, fantastic ride, waiver. Right? You can either choose to import your own waiver text. You can use the internet to find your own or ask legal team for yourself. We also provide a nice standard boilerplate journalized waiver template text. We're going to go ahead and do that template. But you do your template, you can see that there's actually two options here. There's the required organization membership and then emergency contact. So you'll notice that we allow one active waiver at a time for membership. Totally cool. It's because we want to make sure that you're currently legally standing correctly with your members. So this is going to be just for an event-based waiver. We're going to keep it event only. But events often you're going to have your emergency contacts. It might be a person that you don't need to know who calls for something with an accident or needs help into the ride. So we're going to go ahead and enable this option. And then make sure you always agree to read these terms and agree to these terms. This is a quiet way to make sure you're taking care of yourself for your legal needs. A note to also note here is that any new waivers that we create on our account are going to be set to inactive. This is because we want you to be able to see the waiver content and share it with your team before you actually publish it to everyone else. You may need to edit some text within the waiver, and we don't want to cause a problem within your team for not showing everything. So create a waiver. You'll see it immediately shows on here. You can view the waiver content. It's a new screen for us. It shows all waiver context. If you want, you can edit the waiver. You can share it. The sharing the waiver really is just for admin to admin. This is not necessarily meant for sharing to organization members. And it's more just for hey, make sure this copy looks good before I send it out to the rest of the organization for them to sign. You can delete waivers this way. You can duplicate waivers. One thing to know is you can only delete waivers that have not been signed yet. Once that waiver has been signed, it's a record of legality, and you need to keep it active on your account for a set time. Ask your legal team for advice on that. This page is pretty nice because it also has a nice quick link to waivers help documentation. Recommend looking at this. This is a great resource for learning more about waivers and how to help utilize it for your organization. Okay, so we have a waiver. We have a waivers table. You might notice if I try to click this, it turns active. Great, no problem. And also I want to make sure how do I get onto an organization or an event page. So I'm going to create a new event, create event. This is going to be the Fantastic Fall Favorite Ride. We're going to do it in the fall, sometime in October. We're going to do an all-day event. We're going to start at Mount Tabor, which is a local park here in town. Fun, fall, fantastic. If you need to put an organizer on here. I recommend this highly so people have a point of contact to know who to ask about this event. Put myself, then I'm going to add some roots to it. Let's do the trolley trail loop and the Portland Fun Times. Then there's a new section down here on waiver selection. There is the waiver selection. You only see 3 options here because there's only 3 active waivers available. The only waivers that will show here are active waivers. If you find that you're not seeing this and you're like, oh, what one do I want to look at? Make sure you want to check it out first. You can go ahead and create this event. And if you want to add the waiver after the fact, or you need to go and create a waiver before this is ever published, you can easily go to this edit event page, and you can always add waivers down here. No problem. So save. If you want to know if people are welcome to do that, but you don't have to do that. Okay, so we have a brand new waiver, brand new fall event here. So I would love to basically share this event with people and also have them sign the waiver for it. So what I would suggest doing is either sharing a link via the copy link function right here, or if you need to have a physical sign at the event itself, you can actually create a QR code. So QR code tab is pretty great. It automatically assigns this URL to this QR code. You can download it and add it to a Word doc or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. Then I'm going to create a quick Word doc and share a screen. Okay, so we have a nice template for a printable sign for your event. All you gotta do is basically go and insert this image of a QR code into your document. Recommend doing it pretty big, because put a little bit up here. Make it pretty big. You know, you want it to be visible from a distance, especially for people to take pictures when they're in line, registering, that kind of thing. And we're gonna go ahead and do the flow of signing this waiver. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have someone open their phone. They're going to go, focus on this, take a picture. It opens the app automatically. If you're signed out of the app, it will actually prompt you to log in or sign up for an account. This keeps a record of who's actually signing up for this event and also helps track the waiver compliance. If I choose interested, it's great. This is now my interested events list. I can view it later, you know, think about it, still get recommendations or like communication from the event organizer. But I think I want to join this event today. So I'm going to join it. I immediately get put into the waiver signing flow. Make sure like you read all this content. It's very important to read these things as a participant in this event. You know, I'm going to go ahead and skip these emergency contact. I'm going to just kind of go down here and I'm going to do sign and agree to terms. Oh, can't do it because we want to make sure that this stuff is actually filled out and compliant. So I'm going to go ahead and put my emergency contact name in here. I'm going to put Brian's wife. I'm going to put her phone number in here. Okay, and I'm going to agree. And boom, already signed, ready to go. It's pretty neat, you know. I have all this content already ready to go, and it's signed. I can then view the join participants, and even though, so I am currently an admin in this account, so I have special privileges. If you're an admin for an account, for the organization account, you can actually see the emergency contact information of your participants in the event itself. This is a really cool feature. We not only show this the sign where it says signed under my name, we also can do a quick call for someone. So say I get hurt, I'm the admin, but someone needs to call my wife to make sure I'm safe. I can tap in the emergency button. I can see the name of the person I'm looking at, and then the person I need to call and ask for help about this person. And then go ahead and tap that. Boom, ready to go. Phone number, ready to call. Pretty slick. Not gonna lie to you. Very easy way to manage your event participants. It's nice, you know. Okay, and then if I'm also participating in this as well, so I'm seeing it as two persons, so I'm gonna also see the waiver. I can immediately see my waiver record. I signed this waiver myself. I am now officially allowed to ride this event. I can use the share button to add it to anything from AirDrop to email. And we also automatically send this as an email to your account, to your email account, and actually have this record on file in your email. So there's multiple ways to always check your record compliance and view this content. And I actually want to go back and check out the event page on the web, because I want to make sure, like, well, who signed up for this event so far? So I can refresh this page, and I can view that I had a joined person. You can see that they joined, and I want to know, like, okay, well, the waiver, like, who signed the waiver so far? I can go in, I can see signatures 1 of 1. I can manage this, and I'll get a full record of all people who signed, actually joined and not signed the record. So I want to go ahead and, like, you know, share this with someone else just to see what I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. I'm going to add it to my other browser. Okay, I'm going to join this event. Okay, immediately get a prompt to sign this waiver. Great, no problem, but I want to sign later, you know. And like, okay, well, I join this thing, you know, but I don't want to do it right now. I want to sign this waiver right now. If I ever come back to this page, I can always refresh. I get prompted immediately to sign this waiver. So we are very insistent upon you signing waivers when I'm viewing the event page or the org page. And then, you know, just you can see this content as the admin. I can then go and see who has joined this event. and see I have 2 joins. I have both of these people ready to go. And then I'm going to look at the waiver. Oh, only 1 out of 2 signed. I can see who's not signed yet. At this point, I can make sure to bug this person if needed before their event starts. Or I can, you just make sure that they get this signed before they start the event. Also the same thing in the app. So if I go to the app, I'm at the starting line, I'm making sure everybody's ready to go, making sure that they are all signed up. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this event. Fantastic fall favorite rides. I'm going to go ahead and look at this 2 joined. I can see that this person's not signed yet. So very easy to see at a glance. I can call them out in the line, make sure they sign right then and there. We actually sort the participant list by not signed over signed. So you'll always see not signed at the top. It's a very easy way to see it that way. And then, yeah, it's pretty nice. And then you might be wondering, what about organization waivers? What do you do about that? So I can go to the waivers section here. I can see the org waiver. I can see that I signed this myself. I can see all inactive waivers because I'm the admin for this organization. So we can see past content. So if they did sign it and it's no longer active, you can make sure that they've been a compliant person in the past. Okay, so what about org waivers? We talked about this a minute ago. I already had this one right here. It's signed. I got people already on it. What do I do next? Well, I need to update this thing. I misspelled the word myself on here. So I might be going in here and viewing this. Okay, well, I'm going to duplicate this. I get an immediately copied text. I can go find the misspelled word, and I can say, if you see this, give me a high five. Just a little extra context there. It has a immediately copy appended to the end of it, so you're not doing the exact same thing. You can go ahead and delete this, just have this ready to go. Or V2 also helps a lot. I can make this sure it's required for club membership and emergency contact available for the same thing. I'm going to save this. Okay, so this is currently inactive. As you know before, we make everything inactive upon initial creation. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click on this and see that I can't make it active because it's already required to have 1. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this guy, activate this one. And then here's the best feature right here. I'm going to go into the mobile app. I'm going to view this club for the first time and then see that I have a waiver that needs to be signed. And then go for it. Immediately see this context. And then some phone numbers, add the stuff. Oh, real number. My fault. Okay, I'm signed. Ready to go. Boom. Done. So, very slick way to do this. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask us. Happy to help with y'all.